YouTube. I'm in Vistula, California. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I've dropped my my load from the weekend. I dropped it off, and I'm waiting for my next load. There's 3 Melton trucks parked next to me, and if I wanted somebody to talk to, I could actually just go over there and strike up a conversation with one of those guys. But there's another way that you can have someone to talk to in the truck, if you like that. And no, it's not a lot lizard. Of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you, and I'm 50 plus. Caesar says, hey man, are you interested in doing some team driving? I think he's wanting to team drive with somebody, and I told him I was going to make a video because it's a little bit more explaining what team driving is and why I do not team drive. I don't see the point in it, number one. The only legitimate reason that I see to drive teams is if your spouse is driving and you driving with your spouse. Other than that, I just don't see the point. The first thing I want to explain to you is what the real, true, no bullshit fact is. The definition of a team run. Okay? And it's important that you realize what a team run or team load is before you decide that you're going to make more money as a team than you can as a solo driver, which is bullshit. I want somebody to get on here and do the math down there and show me how they're going to make more money running a team. Don't just say it. Show some math and prove to me that it's going to work, because it don't. Anyway, the true definition of a team run is, without a doubt, this is a fact, period. Don't let nobody tell you that what I'm saying is not true. They are filling you full of shit. What I'm telling you is a fact. A team run is a run that a solo driver cannot make in the allotted period of time, period. So if you're in a governed truck, realistically speaking, but somewhere between 500 and 600 is where the limit is going to be, okay? Even I've driven, I think the most I've driven is about 660 or 674, something like that. I can't exactly remember. And this is me, and you guys know I run hard, okay? So if they gave me a load that was 750 miles, I couldn't do that. If it had to be delivered within a 24-hour period of time, I can't do it. Because I'm going to drive my clock out, then got to take a 10-hour break, and then drive the rest of the way. I won't make it. 750 miles, they will get that to a team, because it cannot be delivered in the allotted time with a solo driver. That's the definition of a team load. And a lot of you are going to look at this and you're going to say, no, blah, blah, blah. YouTube trucking guy said that a definition of a team load is like 2,000 miles and 2,500 miles. That's the definition. That's bullshit. Can a solo driver drive 2,500 miles? Can a solo driver do a 2,500 mile run? Yes or no? That's right. A 2,500 mile run can be done by a solo driver. So why would they give that load? Sorry, I was interrupted. A 2,500 mile run can be run by a solo driver. The only way to justify giving that run to a team would be the definition I just explained to you, which is the fact, okay? So I'm making this really basic, so therefore if anybody come to tell you something different than what I'm telling you, you can use this basic logic and debunk them, because it is a fact. Solo drivers get 2,500 mile runs, okay? The one that I just delivered was 1,900. I got it on Thursday, and it delivered on Monday. See all that time? If I got on Thursday and it had to be delivered on Saturday, then it's a team run. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 600 miles, I cannot do 1,900 miles. The definition of a team load is not a shitload of miles. That is not what it is. That's not what it is. It is a load that cannot be delivered by a solo driver in the allotted time, period. Okay? And if that's the case, let's do the deductive reasoning here. If that's the case, how can you possibly make more money team driving than you can as a solo driver? The fact is, you're going to drive your shift out. You're going to drive it as much as you can, as far as you can. And if you're only getting paid by the mile, then when the other driver, when you pull over, let's do a roundabout math there, okay? A 1,500 mile run. Driver A picks up that load, drives 500 miles, and stop. Go to the bunk. Driver B takes over, drives 500 miles. 10 hours later, he's in the bunk. Driver A gets up. 500 miles later, he's at the shipper. Let's say after that, they take no more loads. None. Zip, zero, nada. 1,500 miles is paid to that truck, 750 miles apiece. Okay. Now, they may get paid for the miles they drove. The driver B, who only drove 500 miles, it may be that the load or the miles on that truck is split, and he's only getting paid for the miles that he drove that was logged under his on his login. That may be the case. The very vast majority of companies that do team, that's not how it works. Those miles go to the truck, two drivers on the truck, miles split in half, each one can get theirs. Half. So driver B drove for 500 miles, go get 750 miles pay. But that's okay, because next week it's gonna flip. So it ends up coming out in the wash. Okay? So then they done the 1,000 mile run, a 1,500 mile run. They do it in like a day and a half, and then jump on another one. Okay, and now they do another 1,500 miles in the same day and a half or whatever. So there's a total now of 3,000 miles. 1,500 miles apiece. They've driven, they'd have done half, that's 4.5 days, maybe 5 days. And they're at 1,500 miles apiece. Then they get another one. So that one takes them a day and a half. Now, realistically speaking, realistic now, okay? Because we've added a couple of different loads in there. There has been some pickups and deliveries and drop-offs and things. We were using real scenario. The truck now has 4,500 miles on it, and they split them 4,500 miles in half. They just made the same thing that, or actually it made less than what I made as a solo driver here with Melton this week. Today Monday, I just turned in, you know what, it's more than that, because the run was 1,900 and something, but I had a 70 mile deadhead, so this was definitely a 2,000 mile paid load. But before then, I had I think that one was right about 500 miles plus deadhead, so like about 600 miles. So I got about 2,600 miles there, for the week. Today, Monday, ends the pay period. So I just explained to you how to a team, though, 500 miles, and I'm using 500 miles instead of the 600 that I would have driven, okay? So you may say, well, 50, you drove more. Yes, I did, okay? But the reason I use 500, because with a team, the truck rarely stops moving. And the only way you can get any solitude, any peace, is to have a little bit of time between shifts where the truck ain't going anywhere. So I'm including a couple of hours there, okay, of rest without the truck snatching off place, or eating without, trying to keep the drink from spilling down your neck. I'm just trying to be realistic. And somebody is going to come in. I guarantee you. Somebody's going to come in. They're going to say, well, we have teams. We do, 6,000 miles a week. They don't do 6,000 miles every week. It's not freight for that, number one. Okay? Not only if they do, I need to know what company they're working for, because that would be amazing. And if that was the case, how much you think a solo driver was going to make that week? And he's sleeping without the truck rocking and rolling, and he ain't got nobody in here talking crazy, and he ain't got nobody complaining that they don't want to drive that day, or saying that they're sick, or not well, or whatever the hell, some reason why they can't drive. And if you're teaming, you already know that they do some squirrely stuff like driving each other's time, and they get away with what they can get away with it because they're trying to make that money. Okay. So I'm not knocking it. Because if I was a team, I'd be doing the same thing too. I'm teaming with somebody and they're going, my belly. I don't think I can drive right now. What I'm going to do, lose money because this joker complaining about constipation? Man, kick him in his butt so he can come on out. Something. But if he can't drive, I'm going to log in. I got to go. And I'm driving. My name is you. Here we go. That's just the nature of it, okay? You always are, your paycheck is vastly hinges on your team, your driver, your co-driver, okay? It's a little bit different. Teams work good that way if, like I explained already, if you are a couple. Because if you're a couple and one drives 1,000 miles and the other drives only 500, who gives a shit? It's all going to the same pot because you're a couple. Okay? There's nobody cares. One person drives their clock out, somebody else gets on and forwards it maybe 400 or 500 miles, and that's it. The truck stops until that first guy clock comes back, and then that person drive their clock out again. And that's how they run. So one person always drives more than the other. It works. It works because they are a couple. All their money goes into the same hole. But if you're not, the person that's riding with you want to go to home time, and you got shit you got to do. You got to run. And then what do you do? I think the problem that a lot of people have, and I got a lot of calls from drivers that are teaming, and they were frustrated. And the main thing is they're frustrated because they don't understand what team means. They thought that they was going to get on make a team, them and somebody they graduated with from the trucking academy, and they're going to get together. They're just going to go out there and team, and they're going to make this just busload of money. Then they realize that it doesn't matter, team or not. You are subject, two people subject to the same 70-hour clock as everybody else. So how are you going to make more? You are on the same 70-hour clock. You got the same amount of time to do the same amount of work as the next person. So, no. Don't work that way. No, it don't work that way. If you want a team, it's got to need to be for a different reason. Don't make it be because you think you're gonna make more money. It needs to be because you want company. Which is cool. I understand that. It does get a little secluded, to say the least. Some people get dogs, some people get cats, and these trucks stink and ugh. I don't care. You say your truck don't stink with your dog or your cat in there. You say your truck don't stink. That's because you nose blind. Let somebody else get in there, they'll smell it. No. I don't want to stop a bunch of times so they can go pee and poopy and all that kind of stuff. And plus, I may want to do home time, get on the airplane. Now I got to pay for a dog or cat to get on the airplane. Let's not go act like I'm and then make one of those, put one of them vests on it and say, keep me from going crazy on your ass. Then the dog ride free, I guess. I don't know. But I don't want no dog on here. I don't like stink. I don't. That dogs sweat. They stink. They poop and pee and, They might be cool company, but I would rather have somebody that can wipe their own ass and then, earn their keep. You know what I mean? But if you want a team drive because you want to put somebody in the truck, have some fun, and talk some trash and keep the truck moving. You want to get a try, but just make sure it's for the right reasons. And the day is gonna come when it's me and my sons, and we're gonna all be in separate vehicles. We may be pulling one behind the other. So we get on the low board and final loads where, like that oversized I had with that big piece of wall, them walls all came from the same place, okay? So we just like one behind the other, behind the other, behind the other. And that was really cool because, you pull up there and then they call you and then because you're part B. And then they call part C, and then they call part D, and then they call part E. And when you go in there, the little crane picks up. You see the video; it picks up and set it in place like a puzzle. Super freaking cool to do. And that's what we're gonna do. One behind the other. We go somewhere where they got several loads going out, and we all pull in the same, going to the same locale, that sort of thing. But that's not team driving. That's not team driving. But it's more lucrative. That will pay more per mile because you have multiple trucks. You see? So if somebody says we're going to pay $4 a mile for that run, that oversized run, we say 4 $25 per mile, and we're gonna bring 4 trucks. Yeah, we'll do that. They'll pay extra because they know that all those parts are gonna get there at the same time. It's a better risk for them, so they pay a little more. You follow what I'm saying? But to think that you're gonna sit in the passenger seat, somebody else sitting in the driver's seat of the same truck, and you guys team drive, and then y'all gonna make more money than you're gonna do it solo. You're gonna have to explain that to me. How you gonna get more time in your clock as a solo driver, as a team driver, as you could as a solo driver? It don't work, Okay? So, Caesar, I'm not telling you not to team drive, because you're still gonna make the same money. But I'm just telling you to do it for the right reasons, okay? Also, one of the UBS that was going to come from Puerto Rico go to Florida. First off, you got to get you a shirt like this, kind of fluorescent-y if you're going to Florida. That's a prerequisite. But before you do that, make sure that the company that you're going to go drive for is hiring in that area. Even though Swift has a terminal in Florida, there was a period of time that they were not hiring new drivers out of Florida, and they were not doing their class there. In fact, one of the UBS, while I was still at Swift, one of the UBS lived in Florida. Oh, Hector, my last student, Hector, lives in Florida, but he went to school in Salt Lake. That's what he had to do. Hector rode a bus from Florida to Texas to the Houston terminal. So I picked him up. And Hector's a really good guy too, man. It was really good. It was all my students, man. I really had a good time with it. Even that crazy, we had a decent time, But with the guys after that, man, we really did. We had a fantastic time. Learned a whole lot, and talking about Hector, his took a little bit longer than normal, and we did because I would drive just a little and then let Hector drive the rest, because he did not sleep well while the truck was running. And towards the middle to the end, I started noticing a little bit of demeanor adjustments in him. And the man was tired, man, and it just didn't work well. While I'm trying to, I'm driving a full shift and he's trying to sleep and the truck's doing this, he just did not sleep well. So we made some adjustments so that the truck wasn't doing that. Now, we could do that, but if we were an actual team, those options wouldn't be as viable, okay? Just so that you know. So this is a real life scenario. This actually happened. But to get back to what I was talking about with Florida, because again, I have a UBS that's coming from Puerto Rico. And just to make damn sure that the company that you choose, if you're going to go with Swift, that's cool, or Knight or not Knight, I mean Prime. Knight is fine too, but I'll mention Prime. Just make sure that they're willing to hire in your area. And what's going to happen, as far as you needing to travel to get your license, okay? So make sure that before you come down here. Anyways, guys, it's been almost 20 minutes, so that's long enough. Team drive if you want. I'm not knocking you. I'm just letting you know what the real deal is. Some true. If you come on here, you may not like what I'm telling you, but it's going to be verifiable truth That's for sure. Yubius, deliver undistracted. Here's your boop. I'll see you next time. Boop.